o'clock yesterday. Nobody else wants to be on call, or no? Should we do the pledge of allegiance for this one? Okay. Just want to make sure. I pledge my allegiance to the flag.
Done it a few times this week. At schools.
That starts during the day already.
Well, either one. It's still the same stuff.
We do it once, but again,
You take your hat off for both of them.
Washington.
Holiday parties, holidays, Washington.
All right, we'll get started here. So this is going to be the public hearing for the buildings here on Main Street here. Obviously, all the buildings have been condemned, and then I'm going to hand the meeting over to start out with Sam.
All right. Again, as you all remember, at our last board meeting, we talked about doing a raising order. I submitted a raising order to the in building 302. The next building, obviously, we own now, so it still applies to us, but you know, we're not giving ourselves the order. But, 30, which is 304. There's a discrepancy between the next building, it's either 304 or 306, but it's 306. But you know, it was all one building at one time, it was split. It's just not taking a while to catch up. And then 308. Anyways, for 302. Anyways, the raising order, the process we're supposed to do today anyways, we submitted a raising order. We gave 60 days to demolish the building, right? The next step in that, you know, I did an affidavit of service, basically signed, said, hey, I sent these notifications out, which were all certified mail. Which one of them came back a signed for, one of them didn't come back at all, and one of them was returned as a not received. All right, and that was for 302, the post office. So in addition to that, since that came back, I just did regular mail to the same address in one, that was Maverick Properties. Third, the registered owner based on GIS, the owner of the building, and also I know we know that a lady owns the building, Miss Barr. I sent her a letter to her address. That being said, trying to find her address and look it up on like the GIS, there's several different, there's a lot of locations. If I send it to I hope I sent it to the right one. I sent it to at least a couple, right? Anyhow, the next step is the hearing, all right? During this hearing, we'll talk about all the things, or why we raised it in the first place, and then give everybody the opportunity to speak, either the owners show up on their behalf on why the order's wrong, or what should be done different, or additional time, or whatever they want to say, and anybody from the crowd or audience wants to say anything. That's what the step that we're doing here tonight, and then they're going to give everything to you. So I'm going to start off with are you?
I'm Cody.
Cody.
Yeah.
And you're the one I figured you got it. I just didn't get a receipt back because. All right, and I'm going to start with you since you're here. Okay. That's fine. All right. Obviously, what we're trying to do, we're trying to get all these buildings down in the town. So this is a raising order. You're going to say, you know, the front of your building that you own is starting to fall out that way. It's all connected. If one of them goes, they're all probably going. It's unsafe. The people back here that live right behind that building has stated they've seen kids going in and out of playing. So we condemn the whole building as a whole, as a one piece, but there's 4 different owners.
Right.
So getting them all together, we try to get ownership of all of them. The raising order states that you have 60 days to demolish it, your portion, or 30 days to make significant progress, right? And that's where we're at right now.
Right.
And then you're here to obviously have your opportunity to say your piece.
Right. So I guess where I'm going to start is that none of these buildings had been condemned before the Grandview aluminum that's in between the post office and the kayak building had collapsed in the back. The building that collapsed in the back, and that had condemned the whole block, which I agree, they're all in bad shape. probably all need to come down. For myself to have a 30-day to start the demolition process, and I believe you spoke about it earlier, that you're not going to give yourself the same ordinance that we have.
Well, we're following the same timeline, we just didn't
We don't
issue
have
the order
to-
since we
we
ordered
don't have to
them
affirm or
on the
deny
building.
or
Because
modify.
Yeah.
our intent is to demolish.
Yes, absolutely.
And then,
And so my thinking is that due to the nature of the town assuming responsibility and acquiring the building from Grandview Aluminum, and it was their building that had collapsed, that the process should be started with the town first before any private owner has to or be forced to. And I had spoke to Mr. Reese previously about selling the property. I had purchased it for $3,000. I don't want to give it away. I don't want it to be taken from me. I had offered to sell it for the $3,000 I purchased it for, and I was told that the town said that's not happening. So I do feel in a roundabout way, I don't want to be taken advantage of. I don't have a lot of money, but with due time, I believe I can make a plan to honestly tear that portion down and then possibly have a cleared lot and make even more money than the $3,000 that I want back out of it, to be honest. And I don't want to be hard-nosed about it. I'm not trying to make anybody mad. I just don't want to be taken advantage of. I don't come from a lot of money. $3,000 is beneficial to me and my family. And that's just where I'm at. And as far as me starting, or the post office lady, or the liquor store starting the process of tearing it down first, instead of the building that was kind of the cause of everything being condemned. And I'm not, like I said, I know they're all in not the best shape, but none of this happened until that building collapsed in the back.
I agree. Well, I'm going to answer, and I understand totally the money thing, right? $2,000 is a lot of money, right? It didn't obviously happen until it started collapsing, because that's when more of the safety concern prompted that to happen. Right. So, the way that this is supposed to work, once we get this order, and after 60 days, because nobody complies, it's basically the town is going to move forward as an all or one, right? And then the town's going to front that money. I know $3,000 is a lot, but they're going to probably front a lot more, and that'll be divided up more likely to, well, this section can be charged to you.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
And
Same thing for that.
I would be willing to do my part on it first, but for me to start diving in and to get the equipment and to do the work myself is a risky business, knowing that all the buildings are attached in the middle.
Right.
So I could take the front and the back off and take the roof off. I believe no problem. I could do it in probably $1,000 to $1,500. To be honest with you. But what my thing is, start that process first is risky, considering everything's attached. And so, if the town were to help out, and I'm willing to sell it. I need to sell it. I know it's just sitting there, it's not doing me any good. I did have intentions with it years ago when I bought it. And the hassle getting the damn thing in my name, surveyed and all this. COVID came and it was just a mess. I did finally, yes, this past year. Whole thing with the assessor and.
It still isn't caught up in GIS. It still says Grandview Aluminum, but I know that you went down there.
And I bought it before COVID for $3,000. COVID hit. We know property values went up, and so for a commercial property off Highway 66 that's cleared. For me to just be willing to take what I got, I don't know why that's a real big issue, and then do as you please with it. It'd be yours.
Well, I guess, like I mentioned to you before, since we did talk, I mean, obviously, it's going to be hard for us to purchase a property and then have to pay for it to get knocked down. Obviously, I don't know though. That would be a question on Andrew probably on the okay if he demolishes this, and that's what I was mentioning too. If you wanted to keep it and then and sell it as the commercial later on, I don't know how that works.
One of the bigger problems you're gonna have. Well, that'll be a question later on too, because then say this next guy comes over and then say they all in town is owning all of it except for the one in the middle, and then that lot is kind of weird, but that'd be later on. The tearing down, say starting on one and working the other way, the way I understand it, and I'm not going to swear to this because I'm not a demolition company, especially the two big buildings next to each other, they're connected. Can't take one down without the other. Can't fix one without supporting the other to do it.
Like they
and then there's
Chris Net one.
Mm-hmm. There's you got to shore them up.
Mm-hmm.
And then all the inspections and say there's asbestos in one and it transfers over to the other. Now they're all considered asbestos or lead paint and stuff. There's all those questions you have to ask. And I was going somewhere with this, but it had to do with the inspection on what used to be the aluminum. I thought I had it in here. I do have it in here. The inspection report from Cincinnati Insurance Company. And this kind of goes into like mainly the adjacent brick building. Actually, it seems they're building on the north side. This is talking about yours. Feel that built onto the north side of the second building. Front wall of the building exhibiting cracking horizontal displacement of the front wall. Do not be related. It's a separate issue from that building falling down. That damage is not related to what that building is. The west exterior wall and portion of the roof and the interior subject structure are unstable. In their opinion, the building as well as the adjacent buildings are not safe to enter. And this is from structural engineer. All right. I just want to throw out this is where we're basing all our stuff off of. We're using this with the obvious signs of dilapidation, right? Those other questions, he is correct. We're going to have to kind of see, will a company be willing to come in and tear it down? Is it going to cost more? What's that do as far as what the lawyer's going to, how does the town pursue recompensation for that? Because if they have to beef up your walls to do that, and that's, again, a legal question at this time that I can't say we're going to town to pursue. I don't know that. Because my job is just to give this, let everybody else kind of figure it out, right? I do understand the money, but like he said, instead of spending a lot of money to tear it down,
I think I could tear it down myself.
No.
Honestly, but I don't think in 30 days that if no one else is going to, especially the town, isn't going to start procedures on theirs. I don't know why.
When the town
We can.
When the town starts, it'll be after the 60-day mark, and it'll be all of it, and then the demolition will be sent to the owners of the buildings, their portion of the cost. That is my concern, right? You're going to get
billed no matter what.
a bigger bill
after
than $3,000.
Condemned. It's condemned.
So still your problem.
So what are you suggesting then? I tear down the front and the back and the roof, and then leave the walls?
I'm not suggesting anything. I mean, the raising orders to tear it down. When they go to tear it down and get a contractor, it's going to be tear it down, make it look like nothing was there.
I think that should happen.
Is there a basement in that building?
No.
It's just the other two, which makes it easier.
Yeah.
Right?
So,
Trent, I know
what?
Trent that came in to get an estimate, he has the.
Okay. Well, then so I guess Cody's getting at is if he tears down walls, roof, then his portion should be basically almost nothing.
It should be, and I think,
Is that what you're kind of,
I mean,
you know, at
well,
that
that's
point?
the thing is,
I mean, stuff still needs to be
I
cleaned
don't,
up.
I don't understand why I would have to start the process first, and it's so risky, because the walls are attached on both buildings.
here's
That's the
what I
reason we're
kind
trying
of
to
see.
get them all.
It's-
That's why we don't have to worry about
We're
it.
not saying anybody, I'm not saying
I just don't
you
want-
first,
I get you, I get
you know, I don't think we're saying you first, you know, just because you're, you know, first up here.
Yeah, no.
Especially, we wanna, and this is where the 4 owners makes it difficult. If it's just one owner, we just go forward with it. And I don't think, well, the other lady or the other guys who come in and say, all right, well, we could all go together and do this. I think Mr. Banks tried to do that a while back. He said he was willing to pay for his portion of
He
it.
was gonna tear it down himself.
Yeah, and he might actually
Because
contribute.
he found out that
Brett, he was telling me he'd pay me 15 to take it from him, and I said no. And I love Brett, I got his back, but he did not want him to do it, and he's worked his whole life, he doesn't wanna mess with it, and I don't blame him.
But he's willing to contribute to the tear down. I don't know how much. I said that might be $5 or you know,
Yeah.
whatever.
he found out what he's gonna get into, is what I understood.
No, I understand,
So,
you know, he don't need to mess with it,
No, he wouldn't do it
Again-
personally.
I know.
That's what he
Again,
told me.
I'm not saying it's, you know, how you first.
He's gonna have
we're trying to-
do it.
It's basically everybody has the same timeline.
and I don't know.
So what's the process with the town on, you know,
In theirs?
funding, not just on funding, on offering to buy it out from people, instead of just, honestly, just kinda taking it, because you wouldn't want anybody taking the property from you.
Well, I wouldn't, absolutely. But, you know, I probably myself would weigh it like what would cost me more. What, 3,000? Or
That's what I'm trying to weigh, because,
out of my
because if I
pocket.
could nibble the front
Uh,
and the back and remove the roof, cause I know I can do that, I've got that in me. And then once I can get mine clear, it may be worth 10, 15, who the hell knows? Who knows what it's gonna be worth? And so that's where I'm thinking my $3,000 that I'm in it. And I might be being stubborn, and I know 3 is not a whole lot of money.
Well,
But,
I guess I should say, we should probably say it another way. No one's telling you you have to go first, but no one's stopping you either from going and doing what you need to do at the same time, right? No one's telling you how to
You know,
crack the
whatever,
egg,
whatever you can do.
right? That's the thing. It's your egg. Do what you want with it.
I understand, and you guys are in a fortunate position being in town, that all this happened because of the building you acquired.
Mm.
You guys assumed that responsibility. It kind of put everybody in a pinch here. I know you want to get it all. I know it needs to all come down. I think you should have it all.
The
that
reason,
was after they condemned everything,
But the reason
before Brad gave that up.
the reason we took it from Brett,
They condemned that whole
Oh,
corner.
I know.
And Brett gave, he just said, there, I'll give it to you, all if you talk.
So we don't have to go through him
I'm okay.
anymore.
actually, the reason we did that too, and the same reason we tried to come to you to get it, is try to get one owner. I tried to get that in building, and the far in building, try to get them all. That way we're not into like 4 different owners,
No, I understand.
right? And then Brett was like, I just want it gone. And we understood that, you know, if we get all these buildings to us, the town is assuming responsibility to tear it down.
Well,
That is,
And to be waiting on all the
On
funding.
the one you had. Other than,
it was,
it was the whole corner though.
But ultimately,
Whole corner.
no matter what,
Sure, it's
I mean,
I just looked at insurance is 105 plus tax, and then
105,000.
and his is 10405. Same, almost even. Most of that is
So a
equipment
Ford
rental,
building,
the big excavator.
Well, that and the disposal's what really probably getting them.
yeah, most of the
Disposal, and also depends on, you got state inspections for asbestos and lead.
Yeah.
Before you tear it down, you have to do those.
Yeah, he had
And
that in
then
there.
disposal of those to whatever they gotta
whatever
go.
site that they have to go to.
Yeah.
Right.
That's, and if it's no hazardous, that might,
Save
some.
some, yeah.
um,
I'm sure it's hazardous in them, though.
Yeah, they're very.
Lead paint for sure.
So ultimately, that's the reason we're trying to get these buildings, so we don't have to charge, you know, because we're gonna be footing the bill at the beginning.
yeah. And my intent when I brought it to the council was to get it so nobody else, because I know nobody's gonna wanna pay to have this disposal. So I asked the towns, why don't we just take them, right? And that's where we're having to make our money back on the lots later on, because the town is gonna go in the hole, and then either go to legal court cases and try to get that money out of what it costs. I mean, this is the process we're probably getting ready to enter anyways, at least guarantee you one. I guarantee you.
That's where I'm at, is I'm willing to give my property, I just want the 3,000 I had into it, and I'm not holding on to it, I'm not wanting to do that. I don't see, and I know the post office lady, now that you said, I don't see it going down easy for you guys on that end. Mr. Harrell, I'm sure he's like me, he'd give a shit less.
I think he's eager to get rid of the place.
Well, at this point, what the whole thing is this is going to happen regardless. Like these buildings are going to come down regardless on our dollar, and then they're going to be getting the bill. So obviously, those bigger buildings, since we own, there's going to be the more money. But then ultimately, say you're talking about selling out, right? You want your 3,000, or maybe a commercial. What commercial might go for 15K here, right? Mm-hmm. Let's say that. So 18K that you might be able to get out of that property.
Well, it'd be the 15.
Yeah,
but you wouldn't get the 3.
Yeah, you would. Yeah. So you would get a 12K, but say your bill, whenever we get this tore down, still would be 20K.
Well, so what I'm saying is, I would tear it down myself.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna have a $105,000
right.
bill because I already know what it costs.
It won't be that.
It wouldn't cost that for me.
No,
I don't have those big 2-end buildings.
No, exactly.
You don't have the basements.
I mean, I could have mine done in 5 to 7 days.
Yeah.
Right.
Honestly, rented the equipment myself, using my trailer I have, and that's where I'm at. Is if I'm gonna tear it all down.
Is yours one beside the liquor store then?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, right
It's in
beside
between.
It's in between.
Small.
Yes.
And I mean, it's gutted. There's dirt floors, so it's not going to be a bad gig for myself.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to lie. I don't want to mess with it. I just want to help you guys. I just don't want to give it away.
If you took it down and it's gone, that should honestly take part of.
I mean, it would basically be all of.
Well, then I'm
have to
going to sell it for whatever
Yeah.
it's going to be worth then.
Right.
And if the town's wanting to acquire it and it's going to be worth more than 3, that would be silly for you guys not to make a move on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just trying to get rid of it for 3. I'll be out of
But
here.
if the town purchases or sells anything, what we have to do, we have to get it appraised twice, and then we have to, whatever on that. Well, no, that's just for selling, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So that's only for
Yeah,
selling
it says we're trying
property.
to sell it.
Yeah, so
Now you need probably. I'm guessing.
we'd have to get it appraised. We'd have to get one appraisal.
You have to get it appraised after it's all cleaned up too.
Yeah. So.
You'd have to you have to have a meeting and do that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. After it's all cleaned up and set and all gone.
Say if you bought it from them like right now.
Yeah.
As is.
Yeah.
Would you have to get it approved then, or just? I don't think you got to get it appraised then.
Whatever happens, we'd still be in the hall. No matter if we did give him $3,000, we're still gonna go in the hall. Grandview is.
Then you have to see where that money's coming from.
Yeah.
Which would be.
And I'm okay with it. I'm with you. I hate to see somebody taking something from me too.
Yeah.
And $3,000 is not too much nowadays. Now back when I was figured out, Stan probably went with me on that with $3,000 was big money. But yeah.
No, I can't say anything else and make sure that this happens or not. Like, because I don't know legally what could happen, but what if whatever it does cost, say it costs 10, we charge him 7, then he gets his $3,000 back. I don't know how that works. Or say
on the back end.
Say the property does take, or only was billed for $3,000, then it's a squash at that point.
But he's want to take care of
Yeah,
Well, I get that, but what I'm saying is, if he didn't want to take care of it, because that's what he's wanting, is $3,000.
Say we get that building.
So that's what I'm getting at here. If he doesn't do anything to it, regardless, if he can't or whatever happens, because it's going to be hard to tear down regardless. But say he doesn't do anything, and it does only bill out for $3,000, then it's just he doesn't owe anything. That's what I'm saying. Or
So on these, the bids that I have Trent working on, so you need to come back and go
building by building.
This is saying you don't tear it down.
It's a lot of work because I don't want to make you guys do any of that. I'll be honest. I don't want you to do that extra work.
It's not really going to be any much extra work. I mean, because after they're going to have to break it down and send it to all 4 owners anyway.
Yep.
So then ultimately, we would just
You
take,
would know what mine's gonna cost.
we would know what
And
you're
I mean,
gonna cost,
it
and
should
then,
be square footage and what material, because I know mine
Yeah.
has the least material out of
oh, yeah,
everybody's.
well, that,
I have a front and
that and the
back
liquor
and a
store,
roof.
yeah.
Do you have anything inside there?
Nothing.
Other than the
That's probably
tree?
what we should
Other than
do.
the tree.
You know what?
That's
We
it.
probably should have broke it down for each.
Well,
It will be,
I think,
eventually.
and we can, we can do bids, the bids we can do anyway, right?
Yeah, cause they're gonna have to walk in
Cause
there
we're
and
gonna
know
put
that.
it out there, the
Some of them be
additional thing,
cheaper.
we just did that bid
What
was
if
just
I give you what if I give you the lowest bid for my own building?
yeah, I
See,
mean,
I don't wanna get messy, I just want my 3 and I'll leave you guys be.
that would be well, the bid we did was as a group, so just as an example, like an
Yeah.
estimate, to
But
give
in
everybody
the
an idea.
town,
Cause it's gonna have to be
Lowest
close
bid
bids
gets it.
regardless to go
No,
forward.
the town, I don't know how it goes,
Not
lowest bid
necessarily.
consider,
It'd be-
not
it'd be,
necessarily.
Government bids, my lowest bid gets it.
It's the lowest bid if the town, if the
If
board.
If we choose.
As long as they meet the requirements and they're satisfied with it is, they don't have to take it, I don't think.
Yeah, because I think when we,
So we could get a bid for the other three, but the inspections and stuff would still be required. You have to have those state inspections because just, if you start tearing down and you don't have them and somebody comes by and
No,
inspector, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Should do it right. I mean, insurance, I used to do construction. And I used to have general liability and workman's comp. I mean, you can get a policy for about 500 on each. And so you can get it per job. And that's where I want to weigh my options, because if if I don't get 3,000 and I'm not gonna pay someone else to tear it down if I'm capable of doing it, and then you're gonna have, like you said, if you acquire even those other, you're gonna have me trying to sell this property for whatever, and if you want it, you're probably gonna pay more.
Yeah.
And that, I don't want to be that way. I really just want to get 3,000 and square it off and go home.
And obviously, anybody else has everybody has the opportunity to speak here and saying you're the only one here.
So, Coach, do you have a basement underneath that?
No.
No.
Just dirt floor.
Just think if you would tear it down, is there asbestos in it?
I would get it inspected.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
you probably already know that stuff with your
And it
inspections.
might cost as much to get rid of that as it would the $3,000
Yeah, no,
you
check
have
that.
invested if you had to pay.
Correct, but then if I sell it for 15, then I can make 12. I gotta weigh my options. I don't want to be taken advantage of. I'm literally, I'm fairly smart. I'm not an idiot. I just am not asking. I don't feel like I'm asking a whole lot.
Mhm.
I really don't.
Yep. Like I said, I think, I depending on if you want to do the work or not, I mean, I don't know how much, like you said, you'd have to look into the asbestos stuff and what they charge you to come, but.
And then, I mean, if I do the work, I'm going to get an attorney, and I'm going to say, here's the deal. I've been forced to do this due to a building the town has acquired, and then it's going to be a mess. And they may.
That's not due to the town. The
No,
building's falling down.
It was going to be.
Because we got the
This was gonna happen.
condemnment order came before we took the property, right? We condemned it before then.
Yes, due to
tear down,
aluminum's property falling in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then,
the town didn't own it at the time.
No, but they've assumed responsibility.
of that section, yes. And we're trying to get them all.
And so what I'm saying is, I don't want to go to an attorney and say, and this be a battle, and say, well, the town's got to start process first. And
No,
that's
well,
where I see it as.
It's all within 60 days, everybody.
Everybody.
It's,
Across the
we're
board.
on the same field as, the town is on the same field
So
as.
the town has to have theirs done in 60 days as well.
Or,
Yeah.
or what's going to happen and is going to be the same process. We're gonna write it out and we're going to be under the same order once it's done. The only difference is the town is going to be paying for it all. That's where it's at. At the end of that 60 days,
Okay, so
We'll start
you're
doing
gonna
the
wait
bids.
till day 60, and then you're just gonna say, now we're gonna start our process, and it wasn't torn down.
you know,
So I
at
don't
day
see that
60
looking.
is day 60 is we're getting it all tore down all at once, and then the individual owners are
It
getting
just sounds
billed.
like a mess to me. I just.
It is a mess. It is a mess. But basically up to that 60-day
Who
point.
makes I know you guys probably, but says, can we come together and pay this man 3,000?
Yeah, we did council.
Yeah, that's town council.
All right, now council. Here's
There's 3 of us here right now.
there's
Is that the
the
lease you accept?
there's a meeting
Yeah,
next
that's
Monday.
what
I mean, is that the lease you accept?
Now you can modify this and come back and meet again later. You could bring it to the council as a whole and you can come give your argument on Monday night to the, I mean,
Yeah,
to
because you'd have to come there. But like I said, my idea for you and your $3,000 is ultimately,
I mean, January.
at this point, it's
This is,
either you're gonna do the work yourself, fine, or we give you $3,000 off your bill if the town would do that, which I would recommend them to do that, is to give you $3,000 off whatever bill you would have for us tearing it all down. And there's your $3,000 back of whatever it is. You don't get $3,000. So I'm saying this your building is going to cost at least, I'm going to say, out of $100,000, it's not gonna
Somebody
be,
else does it.
yeah.
And I'm not gonna, that ain't.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. So but you might be $3,000 out of your pocket again for this asbestos report too. So you got to realize that. So what I'm getting at, if that ends up being too much, and then you're going to be another $1,000 out of your pocket for a report that you don't technically need to get just to start tearing stuff down, then you're going to be $4,000 out of your pocket, and then you're only asking us for $3,000.
I
So,
see where you're going.
so
I
you're
don't-
just it's gonna be a money pit for you, is what I'm saying, for tearing this stuff down. And you got to get equipment, you know. So that's going to be another.
the town of Grandview will make more than $3,000, and we all know it, off of that building.
But we're spending $100K tearing everything down, and then we got to wait to get our money
And
back.
so after you're spending $100K, my $3,000 is a problem to pay me out and me leave you guys be.
Well, you're part of it. You're part of that $3,000. You're part of that $100K right now, is what I'm trying to get at. And your building might cost us $10, so now we're $13 or $13K in the hole. Because we're going to spend $10K to tear your building down and to pay you for the building. It's just a mess.
It is a mess.
It-
I'll be
it's
out of
just
your
a
hair.
mess.
I just want, what's the most you pay me for it? Because $3,000 is what I have into it.
And I'm not saying I wouldn't pay you $3,000 for it. I'm just saying the board has to agree on it.
Yeah, right. And that
How
would
many
be
are on the board?
Fine.
5 of us.
There's four others, and then me is the.
And I
if
just
it was
want
a
you
split,
to
if it
know, I've
was a
always
split,
known you.
Yeah.
I would never take advantage of anybody. I've done work for Brett here on
Oh,
his
yeah.
father's shop behind the gas station. I would help anybody if I could.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I just really don't want to be. I don't want to just say, hey, I've been put in this position because of, and I get it. All needed some love for years, but I bought this building.
I personally want you to keep your property and do the work yourself. Is what I would recommend.
Well, if the town wants all of it, that would not be good for the town if they had plans for everything.
Well, you
Well,
know,
we didn't want none of it.
but like you said,
We wanted to safe and out of
we
I didn't
only
want trouble.
have to do this
I didn't
for
want none of them.
the biggest part is legal reasons, because every owner over there, if that building was to fall on somebody, and I wish that guy was here that came the last time, if anybody was to go in there and it falls down on somebody, the owner's getting sued and the town of Grandview's going to get sued, because we knew it was happening and we keep failing to make the right. So we're trying to go through the right steps to get all this done now, because we don't want to get sued any more than we've already been sued.
No, I understand.
So,
understand. I'm on board with the town of
Yeah.
Grandview. This is my town too.
I would, like I said, I would recommend you to do what you need to do to keep your property, because that's what I would do.
I mean, honestly, I just want 3,000, and let you guys the same as everyone. I just don't want to give it up.
What's
As
the
a
least you
free-
take? Is 3,000 the least you take?
That's what I put
I
into
know,
it.
I know.
You wouldn't want to sell anything less, especially after COVID hit and prices of everything jacked up, skyrocketed. I know how things are. I know what you can potentially make. It's going to be way more than 3,000 with that thing alone.
Yeah,
I don't know
Cody.
what square it is.
Once they tear it down, they get to your part, it might cost, and once it's all four and it's gonna be divided up, it might cost you more for them to tear that part of your building down.
Well, nobody's going to tear my part. I'm going to do it myself. And the thing is the town of Grandview's got to do something anyway. Correct?
Yeah.
We're going
It's
to
happening.
that's the
happening.
process.
Yeah,
you're going.
and so I get it.
It's
You're
a
either
danger.
going to make some money or you're either going to lose some money. And I don't want you to lose money. I'm telling you, I live out here. This is my town too. You guys are in a hard position. I get it. But, the plans, I don't know what the plans are with those properties, but I already know that commercial property right off Highway 66 is potential for some good things for our town. And
Definitely in flood zone on. Everything's still gotta be set up.
It's gotta be, yeah, flood proof, but that's the only thing.
4 bricks high at least.
That's the only thing there. You can't build new there. You gotta build it
Build it up high.
up high.
It can't go back like that.
You can't, you couldn't go in there, well, I don't know how much the building's worth. Say you wanted to fix the building.
It would have to be all ADA approved.
It'd have to be, other than structural damage, you could go in and fix the structural damage and that cost wouldn't go against you. We'll say the building's worth $10,000. You're only able to put 50% of the worth into that building per, FEMA rules, which is the town ordinances that we've adopted. So you can only put $5,000 into that building to do anything with it.
I have no plans to do anything but give
But,
it to Grandview.
but again, if it was separated.
If I had to do the last straw is what I would do. I would do the work myself, and I would have a leveled lot, and I would sell it. And the town of Grandview is going to want to acquire it because they're trying to acquire it all. And I don't want to.
At that point, to tell you the truth,
And you may not want it.
the town would sell the separate lots as separate entities, I'm sure, because and let you sell it and make your own money. The only reason we want a big parking lot, it would be easier to sell it all at once, but I think the town we just need to get the buildings down
I understand.
and then into the parking lot. And at least that's my, I'm not a council, I don't get to vote on this stuff, but that's what I say.
Can we make a plan to meet on my end?
There's a Monday meeting, our regular monthly meeting is next Monday, right? And that is where they would have to do it, because this is not for that type of meeting, but you need your, at least 3 again, like this, but you'd be on the agenda, and you'd have a chance to come speak.
You as a guest, and then you can state your case and ask for that $3,000 to the board, and
Now, you may not get an answer that morning, or that meeting,
Okay.
but,
At least it would be brought to the attention.
and then they can discuss it.
Okay.
Right.
yeah, and if
And
we
then-
have to discuss any further after that, if say it's a kind of like a split house, then it all falls on me. So
I understand, and then at that point, and I don't want to do all this, but I would try to talk to an attorney, and I would say, hey, look, this is where I'm at, the town's doing this, I've given this notice, and where are we at with it, because what you're saying is you guys are on the same stipulations as it has to be done by 60 days. When are you going to start that process? And I know you're saying you're going to come in and wipe them all out once you start that process.
After the 60 days.
But I don't understand how you're going to, it's just a mess. That doesn't sound right.
After the 60 days are up, here's what we're having to say, it's just one building, right? And we're gonna treat them all the same. We'll say, we'll use the in-building here, the liquor store. 60 days up and no progress is made. Then we go through the process of getting bids, throughout. We'll have another meeting and accept the bid and give them, hey, this is your end date, and this is how we want it done. It's just the process basically starts after the 60 days. Now, like I said, up until that point, the whole intent is hopefully we can get a hold of the buildings and start it all at once. If we get all of the buildings before the 60 days, we'll go ahead and start putting bids out there. The bids right now are, the process right now is just, nobody can really start until everybody's on board and wants to show up at the same time.
I understand.
So that's why we kind of have to wait the 60 days. But then at that point, we have the legal authority based on Indiana code.
Mm-hmm.
Since nobody answered, we can just do it. And now we're going to start charging people. That's why the 60-day wait period.
Well,
until we
That's
start.
when they have to get the estimates for each building.
That we can get them for each. But we're doing it
in my mind, because
at
I'm
that
thinking,
point.
what's your estimate for the town's building now? And
Each building have to have an estimate.
After the 60 days and nobody's done it, the building as a whole.
your building ain't, if you're waiting for 60 to get an estimate for 60 days, then you're gonna make no progress either, the town.
We
We
already
still
know
would
that.
have to get an estimate
Yeah,
for
we
each
can't
building
start in
if
the
we're
middle.
gonna charge each owner though.
But well, you would have to get a separate, we'll have to get separate estimates for each one, and we can get those
Yeah.
estimates. But the bids is, and then we do the bidding process. At the end,
Mm-hmm.
say again, nobody does it, we're tearing it all down at once anyways, but we would have to have what it costs per, that way when you charge the individual ones, the town's gonna eat the one, and it comes out of whatever building fund we have, the in building, that's gonna get charged, hey, legal court system to, hey, you owe this much money to the town, the next building, so on and so
That's
forth.
what I was
But the
getting at.
town would just eat that portion of theirs.
The town would pay for all of it, but each owner would have to pay their separate
Now,
issue.
whether you ever see that
right?
money back,
No, probably not.
probably not, but.
Well, I'm not gonna do that to you guys and have you guys, I don't wanna do anything like that. I would like to present to the board, and I would just hope that they would say, let's get Cody out of our hair and pay him $3,000. And that would be one less worry on you guys, me, myself. I don't know, there's just something about it that I'm just trying to fight for fairness, honestly. I don't want anybody to take advantage of it, and that's just where I'm at. I ain't trying to be an a-hole. I'd like everyone to know.
No,
Never had a problem. Never had a problem with any of you guys.
Ever since a little kid.
Yeah, and I'm just
And
life is tough.
we absolutely don't wanna take advantage of you either.
No, I'm with you, bro. Wouldn't want my $3,000 taken either.
If you want, and that's just the process we're kind of following. And this is where we're at right here. The hearing, all right? If nothing is done, then we talk about taking the steps to do it. That's where we're at. Like, we're doing it. Our estimate is as a whole. We do need to get estimates for individuals, and I could ask the same guy if you could ask the same one, and have them do the same way. Now they don't necessarily have to come in and do it, but if you're willing to meet somebody too to come open the door and
Really
kind
make
of peek
sure.
inside and see what's in there, you know, because it sounds to me like yours would be like if the equipment is here, they reach over and.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I wouldn't even need that much equipment.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even need big machinery.
Yeah.
I'll get a concrete saw and I'll run it on each edge, and I will take every piece down by hand, and I've got the people I can get. I've already talked to my brother, a couple family members, and we would just come in and get it done. And honestly, it would not cost much.
Yeah.
I mean, you go to the dump in Owensboro and haul that crap off. It's pretty cheap.
Yeah.
Really is. So $100,000 I get, you're having a company come out and do it, it's gonna cost. And those other two buildings are massive. I mean, they're
in their basements too.
10,
They get both
10
their
plus
basements.
times the material, if not 20.
Yeah.
And in the end too, the town would pay less once that building's gone. I mean, honestly.
It really would.
And the estimate's sight unseen. Obviously, it's based on specs of the building, you know, the plans.
So
As a total.
So, are you guys interested in just having one contractor do it all?
That's the plan.
If we do it, that's how we're gonna do it, obviously, right? Just because it's
Rather
easier
here,
instead of paying a bunch of different people, I imagine. I'm not trying to speak for the town, but.
No, that's
But
definitely
in each individual place would be different.
So if you
price.
have Trent come and price my building,
Right.
and say I do it for, I mean, say he says $15K for my building, and I say I'll do it for 12, I'll do it for 11. Now I can make money. I don't even care about that, but I could.
Mhm.
I've done a lot of construction jobs, and I've made money.
Well, I will say this. On that question, right, up to your 60 days, that's if you want to tear and get bids, you tear it down up to whoever. After 60 days, it's going to be the one shot. There's probably one.
How do you appeal that? Where I need an extension of time.
Well, you're doing it right now.
Right.
At the hearing authority, this is what this is, right? Now, he can affirm what we have done already, the raising order you received. He can modify it, or he can reverse it altogether, right? Now, it sounds to me like we also have some things you want to bring to the council. We could leave the time in place pending next meeting where you could extend it. You're the hearing authority, you're still the person, I imagine you could make that judgment, I would guess, at the next meeting and say, hey,
here's what we've got from
Table it
Cody.
tonight until after the town meeting.
but I think on the agenda, we have to just just make sure we add that portion on there, that, hey, you know, we're also gonna talk about this and revisit, like, an additional hearing authority, maybe we gotta start a little bit before. I don't know, with that, we'll have to ask Andrew,
Yeah, that'd be
if we start
something.
15 minutes before the regular meeting to talk specifically to you. I don't know the answer.
I understand.
Do you want us to make him a guest this time, and then we'll look after for January's,
You go there.
if you'll have to come back?
The only problem with January is you're running into the 60-day across the board, right? Now, that's where I need the legal
Yeah, because,
guidance on this process, right? We're going off what we could find in code, but, you know, reading that stuff, I don't have a law degree, I don't,
No, I know.
you know.
I don't expect you to know it all.
Yeah.
I don't like a know-it-all. I don't know it all either.
or just have an executive meeting or something.
Yeah.
The week after.
I think we can do an executive meeting for the, you know, to talk, public meeting for him to bring his piece up, if you all wanna discuss it, that'd be an executive meeting.
Yeah, we would have a
Friday.
meeting after the 15th.
Do we have to have another public meeting anytime? Like we always
On
have
the
to have
Unsafe?
like we always have to have like
I don't
3
think, it just depends on if this.
or not?
No, not for this
Just
one,
after this one we're
No,
done.
this-
not for this one, this,
Okay.
this could be it, right here,
Yeah,
and then
because
we just move forward
they've
with
got
the
the-
plan.
They've got the 60-day deal.
Unless he chooses to modify it. Now, when we get to the next 3 buildings, you know, there's no one here. We're probably gonna, you know, no one to plead the case, and it's a firm timeline stays, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to keep the timeline, because those buildings need to come down, no matter what,
Well, wait,
one way or the other.
We can't alleviate, because then, for some reason, legally, right, we started this process, now there's a clock attached to it.
Yeah.
So what I'll do with Cody's, I guess, it'll be affirmed pending on the meeting on the 15th,
Yeah,
I guess, or
modify
modify.
it, and,
Because
well,
he's asking, you're
I
asking
will
for a
write
time
it.
extension, is that what?
no,
Is
well, what's,
Or was it-
I would
If I get
recommend-
paid,
Yeah, see,
I would
just
recommend-
wait till after
Yeah.
Monday.
I would recommend, the
Modify
letter
the
I
decision.
have, the letter I have
Yeah,
is, created here.
so we can continue moving on with this, because
I
we
don't know
know,
where I put it.
we know the next step is him to show up on Monday, so we don't waste any more of his time either.
I don't know. Anyways, it's a. Is it? Anyways, there's a continuance form, right? Basically, this meeting here, you came in and we talked about your building and you affirmed it, you modified it, or you reversed it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would say tonight we do a modification that we are gonna revisit this on next Monday, and you sign that. Now we add it to the packet, right?
I gotcha.
Right, and no change of date at the end
Right.
for right now,
Keep,
right?
keep it as
Because
is,
everybody,
right?
all the buildings on the same timeline. That's what I would recommend. I'll look at this. Probably in there.
Myself, I hate to see any of those buildings come down. I
I know.
was a little bitty kid, you know?
Well, you lose the aesthetic of the building down here.
And also,
But what'd be nice is, if they have to come down, something nice
When
goes
it's gotta come
there.
down, they gotta come down.
And
When they start falling like that there ain't no fixing
the
it.
town could, come back to life. That'd be my.
I just know,
Smaller ones
I just
bring it
know
a lot
I've got
easier.
a summertime coming up, and if I see a potential that I have no, if I can't get 3,000, and I see a potential for a job that I think I can handle and possibly better my life with, I want to take the best route right now. And where I'm at with my life, I need to just do the right thing, and so that's where I'm trying to weigh my options. $3,000 would just get me out of the way, and I'm hoping that Monday, if we can figure something out, that'd be wonderful. And I think it would help both sides.
Anyways, I got it in there. Once we get done this meeting, we come in there, I'll have you sign that, the
Modification.
modification of at least tonight's answer, right?
Yep.
Cause I need to print it, type it up anyways.
Right,
Right.
okay. Nope, that sounds good. Yep. Modify this one.
Okay. Um,
Okay.
as far as your building 306, do you have anything else to add to that? Does anybody else?
Nope.
I appreciate
we
you
can-
showing
yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Definitely,
Yeah, thank you for
definitely
being
much
here.
appreciated,
At least
you know.
somebody showing up that owns it.
I'm
I think
on your
it'll-
guys' side.
Well, I think it'll be huge for you to show up, I mean, because that's the only way that it can happen, you know, I mean, I know we had a couple of conversations, but I'm not the entire board, so.
Yeah.
So you could win a couple of them over, or all of them over, then that's the way it's gonna go.
Takes three.
And obviously, being here is half of it, and
Yeah.
being willing to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes a difference. All right, y'all move on to building.
No, you're more than welcome.
Thanks, Tony.
All right, appreciate it, yep, be careful. Look forward to seeing you on Monday.
Take care, buddy.
Oh.
Set a reminder so you don't forget.
It's nice seeing you, but not like this.
Yeah.
All right, we can do these all the same, I imagine, all at the same time. Building 302, is the actual post office building. That one there, I told everybody earlier, I did certified letter on the, what was it, 17th? Or 19th of November, it was sent out. We got the receipt and everything, it came back, returned. So the next week, I came in and or December 2nd, I gave them a week and a half with holiday and all that stuff to see if they got anything. Or, well, since I got this back, I got it back on.
Did you ever talk to Canton, maybe see how they get the letters to her, cause they bill her all the time too, don't they?
I did not talk to anybody. What I did is I got in Perry County GIS, and I looked up her name and then the company's name, and I got addresses from there.
Okay.
The Maverick Properties third, its address is 611 Washington Street.
Mm-hmm.
Owner, she's like that company has several properties.
Yep.
Miss Barr, who I sent something to her address, also has, I sent 615 Washington.
So 611, 615,
And
so they're all right there.
there's also some on different streets. Now, I don't know which one is right. Now, by law, you know, I have to make, we have to make the concerted effort to reach out, right? Officially, and by these letters. I didn't certify these because a lot of people see, hey, you signed for it.
Yep.
They're not gonna take it. So that's why I sent 2 more letters, just this past Tuesday, just letters.
Right.
Now, that's another bridge. I did reach out, and as long as everybody's satisfied, I made the right attempts. Now, I didn't call, but that's another thing. It's not an official, hey, you need to come down here, this is what's going on.
Yep.
I sent these letters that were signed, by you,
Mm-hmm.
your raising orders, right?
Yep.
So, then that's where we're at. Obviously, they haven't showed up, that building there, of course, all the walls are still up, but it is attached, and if you use the inspection letters for the one that we took ownership of, you know, you take one down, the other one, they said the building can be rehabilitated, so she had every right to go fix it up within 60 days, but to tear one down, you have to shore up the other side of the other one. To fix it up, you have to shore up the other side of the other one. The same for us going that way, right? In the end, it's easier just to wait it out and do the order to demolish.
Mm-hmm.
Bricks, the exterior of the bricks are starting to fall and degrade, and you can see it. And there's a couple over a window on the south side. They're waiting to fall, and probably after this winter, you'll start seeing bricks fall, I imagine.
I always tell the difference on the backside of that.
Yep. And on the backside, now, it's not the one with the hole in it, but again, they're connected, and what happens to one is probably gonna happen to the other.
But like this one right here is bolting out this way.
That chimney on this one.
Mhm.
So that's 302. The raising order is, unless somebody has anything against it, they wants to change it, we'll affirm that one, and we'll sign that one right after this. 304 is our building, obviously, we're gonna affirm that one as well.
Yep.
308 would be the old liquor store, Mason Harrell.
So is it
You don't
him,
see
you
any,
know?
you don't see any, well, he's the one listed on it,
Still
I know
listed.
the other guy paid the taxes, but it's still in his name.
So did you ever talk to him?
Huh?
Did you ever talk to him?
I have not, but he did receive the letter, cause I got
Oh,
the
he did?
receipt coming back,
Okay.
saying that they received it, a signature card, but they
So he
picked
did
up the
sign it?
letter, they got the letter, right, and they decided not to be here, so
I'll be damned.
that was up to them. Cody's the only one I didn't hear anything from,
He said he just got the letter Saturday.
did he? Really? Well, it's the same reason, cause you gotta go sign for it, you have to go physically to do it, and they don't always go, right, at that moment.
Yeah.
But, that being said, this building, other than, you see the chimney, looks like it's,
Yeah.
leaning back,
Blowing out.
you know, it's probably the soundest looking one out of all of them. But, it's connected to all the others, I mean, it's gonna go eventually, it's unkept, it's, you know, moldy, mildewy, Indiana code rules, you know, you're not doing anything to improve it, which, you know, the owners have the right to go in their own building over this past year. No one made any contact and tried to, right? So they still follow the same rules, the rehabilitated, left alone building, and it's a safety hazard, for the public, so I still recommend, affirming the raising order.
But the building inspector inspected them all, and they said he condemned them all, right?
Well,
Every one of them.
he, inspected, the only one he really inspected was the Grandview Loom,
Oh, he did.
the one we had at the time, cause that was what he was hired to do, right?
I
But
thought he got.
his recommendation is all those three buildings are all unsafe to enter. This far one here, it's not in there, but, we're calling them all a whole, right?
Right.
Obviously, I am gonna reach out to, I don't know if anybody knows Mason Harrell.
Yeah.
You know,
Sounds familiar.
if you got his number, I think that they would be willing to probably just give us a building. Just donate it, and that would, if they wanted to give it to us, we're in the same boat. I would like for him to donate it, obviously.
Where's he live?
Christian,
Unsafe, kids are in school with mine.
right?
I don't know him that well.
Yeah.
I knew him whenever he was
Yeah. Yeah, I was about to
a
say, I
lot
haven't
little.
talked to him a whole lot, but
But he lives in,
I do wanna see him.
I don't know who he is, but off of 1200, 1175 East, County Road, 1200 North, Christian. Hidden out of Christian.
In the north person.
But,
Closer to Gentryville.
I would love for them
Like
just to
Dick
donate the building
Betzer's
as well and
Old road.
not, have to go through, you know, this process. I understand. With him as well.
I do too.
I,
Wouldn't understand.
he don't wanna lose money, and, you know, hopefully taking it down, it wouldn't cost him no money if he did it. I'm still concerned for safety.
Yeah.
I was doing that, you know, but, I don't know, if he does decide to take it down himself, if there's something safety wise, a signature card or something that we'd have
Do
to
something.
get done, I would recommend that. Yeah,
I'm just not sure, cause I mean, obviously, like I said, it's be worth it to keep that property if you could, regardless,
Oh, yeah, I mean,
you know, but
make
again,
money.
it's not worth it if it's gonna cost you, you know,
It's gonna
25,
cost- it's gonna cost
you know,
money.
25K to, you know, technically, you know, or
And-
15K, I'm gonna say those two little ones, or smaller ones, would be about 15 to 20, compared to the other two big ones, obviously, but
and,
because
last
they have
thing,
the fill and everything else
Oh, yeah.
to do, so the
But,
other
yeah,
two
they got-
buildings are dirt floors, so.
his is dirt floor, I think there might be a floor in that end one here, but the dirt floor one, I
I
mean,
think it started to rotten out and get to a dirt floor
Did
too.
it? Okay.
Yeah, 'cause I mean, I remember
Didn't
going
he-
in there as a kid, but
Didn't he start working on it all? That's the reason.
no.
Oh, he didn't? I
Oh,
thought-
well, yeah,
Back
yeah.
when-
So he took the floor. I think he
Yeah,
took the floors out.
I
Oh, did
believe.
he?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he already took the
Yeah,
flooring
I
out.
think
Yeah,
he was
like
working
Mason.
on it. They're trying to get it set up and ready to.
They were gonna run a bake
Kayak.
shop. No, you talking about Cody?
Yeah, Cody.
No, he kept his dirt floor.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, 'cause
The,
that was him and
the
the
end one was gonna do
yeah,
base shop.
yeah.
Oh,
The end
okay.
one was gonna do a bake shop again and all
Oh.
that. But
Okay.
Only other thing I would say for these buildings, and it has nothing to do with the raising order, but I think we need to put a better, more sturdy fence around the whole thing. I don't know, that means we buy some sectional fence. If we do buy a sectional fence, that would be perfect for trash, when we do trash one day maybe, but, or any other events, but I think, or we rent one and get fence company put one in.
Like
My
he-
concern
like
is
he did
people
over
getting-
there.
Right.
The guy, he did his over there, that house.
Yeah.
He rented that.
But I'll bring it up at the next meeting. I just think we need to get something around there to keep
People out. Come on.
people out. If we're truly condemning them, and one of the recommendations from that guy, that he did the inspection to the insurance company, was they needed better
Oh, well,
barriers.
I mean, if it's only 60 days as a construction
Well,
company going,
60 days, but then
then we
we
gotta
know
get
we can
bids
start,
and-
and our bid
No.
process starts, you're talking probably,
Yeah,
You're talking
probably
about a year,
about 4
probably.
months.
yeah, so, okay.
I'd say we're minimum 4 to 5 months, 4 months before anything starts happening to find
Yeah.
Unless, the only thing that might happen is he starts tearing down his own building,
Mm-hmm.
if that's the route he's gonna go.
Okay.
But,
Yeah,
I
I
think
think-
we need to get something there.
Contractors forever to get to it too, especially if it starts, the weather breaks. Right now, they probably get after it. If they find something to do.
Well, we might be in flood season before it gets here, and,
Yeah.
I mean, you probably, you still do it, but if the water's gonna, it hasn't reached there since I've been here, but if it decided to
Never
reach
know.
there,
Yeah.
the water inside it, in the basements.
Sam, I can't hear us.
Can you see us?
Donna said she couldn't find a lime stream.
Really,
Yeah.
that's what Donna said too. It's streaming.
Well.
I'll be already trying,
I was about to say,
That's his
we're ready to adjourn now anyway, so I guess, I would assume I still need a motion to adjourn, right? Or not? I would
guess so, yeah.
Yeah. I get a
Actually,
motion
no, you don't, I mean,
No,
you don't
it's
need
just
a
a
council,
meeting.
you don't need
It's
a council meeting, it's hearing authority.
to- Okay, well, I just
Maybe
wanna make
we
sure.
can just close it
Oh,
out.
I don't
You're
know,
the boss.
first time.
Well,
Alright,
I mean,
get out of here.
it's not these guys didn't need to be here, but I appreciate you being here. You
I
know,
said it real light in that way.
Depends on you, man. I see
Sounded
you.
like you
I see
said
you
it.
perfect.
No, we're ready to get out of here
Alright.
then, so.
we're gonna close the meeting.